When strange things begin to happen during an experiment, it's almost like Skinwalker Ranch is saying, just wait, there's a lot more to come. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Guys, Homestead 3, you have the lasers, you have the smoke. Describe to me what you saw in the field before we start talking about some discrepancies you saw in the data.
Well, we set the experiment up. We went around to the back side of the house where there's a creepy chair in there, and it looks like something out of a horror movie almost, right? Well, so we set up in there and projected the laser grid from west to east against the wall and the door that goes into the living room. Then Thomas starts pumping smoke in, and we're all watching it.
I think it's also important to mention that in the setup for this experiment, Thomas and I and some of the guys put several cameras in certain places to give us multiple perspectives on what might happen, especially with that smoke and laser exercise.
And this laser is taped to the windowsill where we had it, so it's not moving.
Now, we had 3 different cameras focused on these lasers dots.
Right.
We looked for anything changing in the smoke, anything changing in the laser beams. But we didn't really see any changes. We didn't see anything that jumped out at us. And at the same time, Jim Royston has his drone in the air looking down at the same perspective he had the previous time. And while it does look warm, it doesn't look like it did in the previous experiment, which I find it really intriguing.
And then you review the data. The camera did pick up something strange vis-a-vis the lasers in terms of how you felt it should look on camera based on where it was.
Well, the laser's dead center of the windowsill, taped down, it's not moving. But the laser beams look like they're not coming from the windowsill.
Okay, so here we're going to be seeing the room on the west side.
Yep.
And I'll just let it play through. Okay, let me stop there. So anything in particular that caught your attention?
The one question I have, Thomas, is where was the laser beam in this particular point?
We had it in the window, pointing straight at the wall.
That's the one thing that's getting me confused, is why do the beams look like they're at an angle here and they shouldn't be?
Yes, exactly.
It'd have to be mounted at the ceiling almost.
The camera and the laser were literally right next to each other.
This doesn't add up. They should be going out like that.
They should be more straight on from
Yes.
the camera.
Yeah.
It'd be flat.
It looks like these lasers are coming...
From the corner. Looks like they're coming from the corner over there.
Yes.
They're coming from the top right corner in that room, shining down onto the wall and the floor, which is completely different from what we did.
Wrong angle, wrong position, wrong height.
It's something we didn't do.
Eric, have you run through possible explanations that could explain why something like that could happen?
You know, I like to think of myself as pretty good at coming up with a list of possible prosaic explanations, mundane explanations. In this case, I don't have a good answer for how the laser itself could seem to be coming from a completely different origin point. That makes no sense to me.
Even if you put a funhouse mirror in front of the camera, it still wouldn't look like that.
And to bring it back to the instrumentation discussion, wouldn't the cameras have shown something? Wouldn't there have been some indication from the equipment that there's something going on? And in the course of this experiment, yes, we did see something happen with one of our instruments in particular, and that's the thermographic imager.